Hey, what's going on, family? Pray all is well. It's your boy Lyfe back with another video. I'm super excited about this particular video because I get to chop it up with my oldest son, Elon Petit Frere, aka Frxstyy Beatz. If you didn't know, then now you know. This guy's a special kid, man. He's been doing some amazing things with music, and he allows it to kind of like be his therapy. And last time we had a conversation, you know what I mean, in this kind of setting, you know what I mean, as far as like an interview setting, you know, he was talking about how the life circumstances that he was dealing with, he didn't allow it to swallow him up. Instead, he used music as a vehicle to get him through those moments, those tough moments. I want y'all to stay tapped in for this beautiful conversation I'm gonna have with my son. Y'all stay tuned, let's go. You made this, bro? Yo, all right, we are here. I'm over here with my youngin', my eldest child, Elon, aka what? Frxstyy Beatz, bro. Yo, if you haven't heard his production, man, then y'all missing out on some gems. Y'all missing out on that heat. By the way, if y'all need any tracks, you know, any artists out there looking for some tracks, holla at me. You know what I mean? We get you plugged in with the homie, you know what I mean? You already know what it is. Nah, but yo, on a serious note, man, how you doing, bro?
I'm all right.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we chopped it up like this in this kind of setting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The last time we had a conversation, it was when? Well, I mean, not a conversation, but
yeah.
online, like.
Yeah, like the last video that we did, right?
The last video, it was back in 2020.
Yeah.
2020, man, during the pandemic.
About 3 or 2 years ago.
About two years ago, man.
October, I think.
Yeah, man. And you know, the subject of that whole convo was like, you know, dealing with, because I was working on the project Hammer and Nail. I was about to release the song Journey, and you know, gathering people's stories about how they deal with trauma, how they deal with pain and unforeseen circumstances that happen in our lives that tend to challenge us. And you was telling me how you was dealing with it, you know what I mean, the challenges, I guess, you know, through creating music.
The music.
And you were 11 years old at that time. And tell us a little about that history of how you started making music and stuff like that.
I think I was probably around 9 where I got that.
I think you was really younger, bro, to be honest.
Maybe, because, you know, you've been making music for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been on this earth for 14 years.
Facts.
Mom said, y'all had me listening to your music while I was
Facts.
in the womb.
I was working on my first album. Breakthrough, the EP, and I was at Unseen. Shout out to Unseen. You know what I'm saying? We was in his room. You know what I'm saying? Well, his studio room setting, whatever. You know what I mean? Southside. It's summertime. It was scorching hot, and my wife is on the couch. You know what I mean? Knocked out on his bed. Knocked out on the couch or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm in the booth creating the records, and she said she would feel Elon like thumping or like, you know what I mean, bouncing in the womb. You know what I'm saying? So that was, every time the music was going on, she felt Elon just bouncing and vibing. You know what I mean? And when the music stopped, you stopped. You know what I mean? So that describes you now. You whenever you hear a beat, whatever, you just be vibing still.
Of course, it has to be good for me to like it. So.
Wow. So that means my album was fire then. Come on. You probably don't even remember it, by the way. That's my first album.
Listening to some. You showed us some of the songs.
Yeah, true.
Was it FBI before that, or?
Yeah, FBI was before that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's when that was my first album as a solo artist. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody who was helping out on that album. Calm Productions, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, but we here now, bro. You was telling me you started creating music, bro. You know what I mean, to deal with all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because we've been moving a lot. We've been doing a lot of moving around. How you dealt with it was by creating. Now, let me ask you now, man. Like, this 3 years later, how are you dealing with, like, is there anything going on right now that you probably might want to disclose to everyone else? You know what I mean? With that, you know what I'm saying? That helps you with dealing with, you know what I mean, certain, you know, experiences. Like.
You know, it's honestly, it's the same thing that I said, you know, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Music, you know?
Yeah.
I've got like a better system. I've gotten way better at making beats.
Cause you was using GroovePad, right?
Yeah, it was that phone app.
Yeah, the phone app.
Push buttons and then it made the beat for me.
Right.
You know, but then of course I had to like put it together myself.
Right.
But now I'm using BandLab, which is a website. You could grab samples. You could actually chop it up like a actual software.
Yeah. I'll be honest, you're doing a great job at it. We recorded a few songs ourselves. You know, we just released something online. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna say at least we've made at least 6.
At least 6,
together.
5, 6 songs, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you're doing a great job at it, bro. And I really appreciate that. Listen, is there anything you want to say to creatives out there that may feel stuck, that may feel as if, you know, because creators, somebody said, if you remove creativity from a creative, they eventually wither away. What that means? How do you agree with that statement?
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty nice viewpoint. That's an interesting viewpoint because you can't take away a creative's creativity. You can all you can do is suppress it. It's always gonna be there. It's just you know, you can't take it away.
Do you know sometimes there's certain people, but one thing about creatives is that we are our worst critics, right?
Yeah, because you know, like you could make something and be like, man, this is trash.
It's trash, right? Yeah. But the craziness is that while you think it's trash, it's someone else's treasures, right? Like
Zion just said something about that this morning.
Did he?
Yeah, because I was about to throw something away. Yeah. He's like, one man's trash is another man's treasure. He took it.
Wisdom from a 9-year-old. Well, he's not 9 years. He'll be 9 next week.
Yeah, next week.
Wow, that's crazy. No, but it's so true. And it's funny because I've learned something in life, bro. Whatever you create is not primarily for you. Whatever we produce is for someone else. Can an apple eat itself? No, right? The apple tree is meant for someone else to consume it, right? So the same thing with our gift and our talents and whatever that God placed on the inside of us, it's meant for us to give it back, you know what I mean? Or allow someone else to benefit from it, to consume it. Right? So what would you say to a creative who may, again, my question is still standing. What would you say to a creative that may feel stuck? They may feel in a place as if like they're not producing. They feel like they're in a dry season. You know what I mean? The motivation is not there anymore. The interest to create is not there anymore. How can you encourage or, you know, inspire or, you know, offer some word of encouragement to someone out there? What would you say? What would you say to that individual?
I think you should continue to follow your passion. Even if it, like, you know, gets to a point where you be like, oh man, no, I can't do this anymore. You gotta keep on following it, you know? Just
perseverance, right?
Perseverance, yeah. Keep on doing what you're doing. Of course, and also you gotta pray. You know, make sure that, you know, God's always listening. He's always there for you, of course. It's just the devil always wants you to, like, stray away from your path. So
whew, you just said something, bro.
So that's
the devil want you to stray away from the path that God set before you, right? But we have to be motivated enough to say, you know what, I'm going to continue to persevere. I'm going to continue to move forward. I'm going to continue to go in the direction of what God promised me. Because if we keep, someone said this, if you keep going in the same direction, you will get to your destination. Right?
Yeah.
That's deep. If you keep going in the same direction, you'll get to the destination. But sometimes we have certain things in our path that want us to just get off course, so we won't get to our final destination.
Obstacles.
The obstacles of life, right? But yeah, so if you keep going in the same direction, you'll get to the destination. So so what Elon and myself is doing, we're trying to encourage you to stay on the course. When it comes to new music, what's next for Elon? What's next? And by the way, you don't go by Elon, right?
Nah.
I mean, your producers. What's your producer name?
So at first it was like EP Beatz, and then it turned to EP Productions.
Right.
Or, you know.
I still like that one though.
I know. I was thinking of like keeping that for like something else.
Right.
Like, but right now it's Frxstyy Beatz.
Frxstyy Beatz.
Yeah. Frxstyy with an X.
Spell the Frxstyy.
Frxstyy.
That's on fire, bro. That's on fire. Yo, this cat is creative, son. I think he's more creative than me. So, what you call it? But yeah, so what's next for Elon? What's next for Frxstyy Beatz? Like, what's your next, you know, goals that you want to achieve that people should be looking out for?
I wanna start making, like, you know, like actual beats. You know, it could be.
You
like
say you're using BandLab right now.
Yeah, I'm using BandLab right now.
What software are you looking into?
I'm looking into It's between FL Studio and this one that you recommended to me is called Logic.
Logic.
I've never seen it like used to make beats before. I know, of course, YouTube got that because I've always seen like you just
record on it, right?
Record and edit your songs on that.
Right.
Well, not your songs, but like like your podcast ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
You know? I've only seen that. I've never seen it like.
No, but if you go to YouTube, because I mean, I got these softwares. I'm not an engineer. I'm not like that. I'm just an artist. You know what I mean? I look to you to know this stuff so I can get free studio time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, absolutely. You know, shout out to all the cats that I used to work with, but now I got my own homegrown one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what I would say is keep doing the research. But they say that if you keep doing something over and over again, you'll eventually master it. I think it takes 20,000 hours, to study something, and you'll become a master in it. You know what I mean? So imagine you watch 20,000 hours worth of a video, right? Studying something. You don't necessarily need a college education on that particular field. You could just go ahead and, that doesn't mean you ain't going to college.
Of course, I'm going to college.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that, you can study, and now the world of YouTube, it just like opens us up to whatever we want to learn, you know what I mean? So just study Logic, study these things, and you'll be a beast at the end of the day. So far, you're doing great. I love what I'm hearing. In fact, you know what? We're going to give people some a little taste of what you have been creating. You mind doing something?
Sure.
Let's hear something. Beatz. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you doing your thing, man. I'm proud of you, kiddo. Word up. Keep it up. And for those of you that may be struggling in a particular area when it comes to the creative space, you know what I mean? I would say this, man. Make sure you pull away for a season. Pull away from the activities of just life or whatever, what's going on around you. You know what I mean? And just find yourself, you know what I mean, in a quiet space where you're able to tune back into you. You know what I'm saying? When you tune back into you, you'll be able to tap in to the gem that God placed inside of you. Because sometimes when you're caught up with the busyness of life, or you're caught up with, always being around the crowd, you won't be able to tap into your inner man, you know what I mean? Because it's in that space where the dopest, the most creative ideas come from. But when you're constantly bombarded with, you know what I mean, clutter, right? You won't be able to tap into the gems that lies on the inside of you. So be encouraged, yo. Any last words, Lon?
Safety.
Safety. Let's go.